What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Thursday. We back for another live. We in the building, y'all. Give me a second. Y'all. Y'all know I gotta go log on to the YouTube page real quick. We looking good. Let me share this over here. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. Get up in here. Get up in the chat. We about to go live right now. Let me go to the news feed. Hold on a second. All right. Let's go. There we go. We live. We in the building now. We looking good. How everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining another Thursday night live. Tonight we're going to have a great conversation. Just want to remind everybody, I know you guys saw the poster that we put up about the topic tonight. Tonight we're not going to be going into the rants that Kanye is having. We're not going to be going into all the stuff that he's been talking about. We're going in a totally different direction tonight. All right, so you guys, when you get up in here, please hit that like button down below if you like these videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel yet. And don't forget, as always, if you want to support 16 Bars, you can support some of our merch. We got a lot of merch, man. So hit us up, 16barshow@gmail.com, to pick up some of the merch. All right, so tonight's conversation we're going to be talking about why these multi-millionaire hip-hop and rap artists, why they are not investing in themselves, why they are not investing in their own brands and building up their brands a la Gucci, Christian Dior, Polo, Ralph Lauren, all of those big name brands that we see all of these artists always wearing, always promoting. Maybe they're getting a check, maybe they put, whatever the case may be. Tonight we're going to have the conversation. I need you guys to hit the comment section tonight. This is going to be a really serious conversation. Let's really get into it. I need to hear from y'all. I got my thoughts. I'm going to share my thoughts with y'all tonight, but I need to hear from you guys tonight. I want to know, hit the comment section. Let me know, why do you think that these artists, because now there's a lot of wealthy artists out there. Okay, I know there's a time in hip-hop when hip-hop artists weren't getting paid that much and they probably weren't making that much money, whatever the case is. There's a lot of wealthy hip-hop artists out there. I know there are people that say you can start a business with small money. I understand that, yes. But we're talking about some of the wealthy hip-hop, rap artists, entertainers. Why are they not investing in themselves and building up their own brands? All right. I see Blocker is in the building. Blocker, thanks for coming too. I see Charlie is in the building. Charlie says Coney West. Jason is in the building. Jason, what up? Jason, thanks for coming through. So the reason I asked you guys why I asked that question. All right. So I remember when I first really started getting into hip hop. Okay, I was back in Trinidad and Tobago in the West Indies, and I remember I remember when I first really started to understand what a brand was. You know, it wasn't something that somebody threw at me, somebody taught me. I started understanding like what branding really is. And I had older brothers, and my older brothers always dressed nice. My brothers used to just fly, you know, fresh to death, all right? And my brother used to always buy these suede Pumas. Back in the West Indies, you know, Pumas were one of the biggest sneakers back in that time. And there's another guy in the village. He used to always get fresh new sneakers from the U.S., and he used to get the Diodoras. I don't know if you remember the Diodoras, but go Google that. I remember my brother used to always rock suede Pumas with the fat laces, and I also remember that dude from the village used to always get the fresh Diodoras. And I started seeing more and more and more people wearing Pumas, and it just that was my introduction to, okay, you can't wear that. You're not cool when you wear that. You gotta wear that. You want to be cool, so you wear that, right? So years passed by. I come to the U.S. I came to the U.S. in 1990. When I came to the U.S., I'm a West Indian. I'm still rocking Travel Fox. I'm rocking Travel Foxes. I'm rocking sneakers like LA Gear and sneakers of those sorts. So I started within the first 2 years of me being in the U.S. I met my friends here in the U.S. Around the way, around the block. You know how it goes. You're new on the block. They introduce you. You start playing ball with them. You start chilling with them. So this become my friends, my group of people. Right off the bat, they're telling me, yo, you can't be wearing those sneakers. You can't be wearing LA Gears, bro. You can't be wearing Travel Foxes. I know you think that stuff is cool, but you can't wear that, bro. You got to get the Nikes. You got to get the Nikes. So they took me to Jamaica Avenue, showed me how to shop, showed me how to cop the Nikes. All right, so that was my introduction to how serious and how important it was to brand and to have a brand, the effects that a brand has on people. Now, I had the picture that we see up here. This is Kanye West's album. This is his off the cover of his I think it's the College Dropout album, his first album. And Kanye used to be a very big Polo Ralph Lauren person back in those days. If you followed hip hop back around that time when Kanye West first came out, he used to rock a lot of polo shirts, a lot of Ralph Lauren, and he would always talk about, yo, it's all Ralph. He was big into those types of brands, right? I'm gonna throw something up here really quick. So like I said, Sarah's in the building. Sarah, thanks for joining. Sarah is on the road, yo. I'm surprised you're here, Sarah. Thanks for coming through. My girl is in the building, man, yo. Sarah's doing her thing out there, yo. If you're here right now, hashtag Sarah in the comments right now, man. If you're here right now, hashtag Sarah in the comments. If you in the chat right now, I need you to hashtag Sarah. She's doing some really big things right now. I'm so proud of that young lady, the things that she does in her life for these young kids, these new generations coming up, being that person that assists others and makes it her duty to help the youth coming up. Very, very proud of her. Sarah, be safe out there. Thanks for coming in the chat. I'm gonna read those chat in a minute. All right, so let me get back to it, y'all. So, like I said, I'm a big hip hop head, and I remember when I was back in Trinidad, I was listening to rap back. I was listening to a lot of reggae and soca, but hip hop was big in the late '80s. All right, Roxanne Shante, Roxanne's Revenge. Roxanne Revenge was the joint back in that days. All right, so I knew about Roxanne Shante, Slick Rick's Children's Story. Slick Rick was huge in the West Indies, and Slick Rick is West Indian as well too, but Slick Rick's music was huge in the West Indies. Guys like Eric B. and Rakim, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions was rocking in Trinidad and Tobago back in the late 80s. All right, so I was a hip hop head back then as well. But when I came to the US, I really picked up on more and more hip hop. This album you're looking at here, this is the album cover for Eric B. and Rakim's album, one of their albums. Is this Follow the Leader? I think it's Follow the Leader. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, and I was always fascinated by this album, this and their second album. And I loved the Eric B. and Rakim jackets. Those jackets are hard. That's fire. And again, back in the days, clothing lines like Gucci, Polo, Ralph Lauren, those were really big brands even back then in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And one of the things that struck me is when I really read about this years later, that those jackets that they're wearing, they're not really Gucci jacket. They weren't made by Gucci themselves. They were actually made by oh, what's his name? He's the guy from Harlem that does the clothing. He makes custom made clothing. Don, what's his name? Don. I forgot his name. You guys hit the chat. Let me know his name in the chat, yo. But he makes custom. Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan makes custom made clothing, and back then he's actually the one that created those jackets for them, those Gucci jackets. So even back then, hip hop artists were big on designer. And we even had a black designer here in New York City that were designing custom made Gucci apparel. All right. So like I said, Puma was big back then. Gucci, Polo, Ralph Lauren, all that stuff was big back then. All right. So moving on down, the 90s is flowing now. All right. The 90s is flowing now. We're seeing some of our favorite artists rocking big name brand clothing. All right. So I can remember when Foxy Brown first came out. I'm a big Foxy fan. Seeing her with Jay-Z, seeing her with Nas and the Firm, hearing her bars. I was a big Foxy fan. And back then, Foxy was a big promoter for Christian Dior. She put a lot of Christian Dior stuff in her rhymes. She put a lot of clothing and a lot of that kind of those bars inside of her music. So back in the 90s, Christian Dior, again, another brand that hip hop artists are taking, putting it out there and making these brands sell in astronomical numbers when it comes to sales. So again, I'm seeing brands in different ways. I'm seeing what it means for a brand to build your brand, to have a big brand. But this may be one of the most important lessons that I saw when it came to branding. This is one of my most important lessons. Run DMC, rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. Run DMC is one of the most iconic hip hop rap groups of all times. They are one of the groups that transitioned into different genres. Like you listen to Run DMC, they've made music with rock. They've made music with alternative rap. They've made music with country. They have touched so many different genres of music. It's just, it's so amazing. But Adidas has always been a big brand. Coming up in the 90s, Adidas was a brand that was really doing their thing. They were in big trouble in the 90s, yo. Nike was skyrocketing. Nike was just taking over sales. Nike branding was just good. Listen, Nike was taking over everything. Adidas was losing their fire. This picture right here you're looking at is a picture of one of the hottest hip hop groups of that time, rocking Adidas without the laces. If you didn't live in this era, you probably don't know the effects of what that picture is right here. Run DMC, everybody loved Run DMC. They crossed over. Remember, they did country music, they did with rock and roll, they did alternative. They crossed over outside of hip hop. So they were now a worldwide group that was recognized around the world. This, wearing those Adidas without the laces, going around the world, doing tours all around the world. Adidas was back in the game. Nike was crushing them. They were about to be done. They were about to go bankrupt. They were about to call it quits. A hip hop group came along and saved them. So here you have a brand, and here you have what we have, hip hop that creates that, saving a brand. I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. I'm going to put one more thing up here before I go into the comment section, y'all. I'm going to put one more picture up before we move into the comments. All right? We're going to move into the comments right now. Let me go read your comments. I'm going to put a picture up. Very popular person right now, Fat Joe. You should know he's hosting shows. He has his Instagram show. He's doing a lot of music. Remy Ma, Fat Joe. I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. Thanks for coming through. Diamond Onyx is in the building. Shine bright like a diamond. Thank you all for coming through today. Thanks to Charlie. Thanks to Blocker. Jason is here. Sarah says, good evening, y'all. Joining on the road en route from VA to MD. Shout out to my girl, Sarah, doing her thing out there. Those kids are going to have an amazing time. Sarah, thanks for everything you're doing out there. Make sure and be safe out there. Come home, all right? Blocker said, what up? I'm check out your album, my man. All right, thank you, Blocker. Sarah says, I am busy getting ready for my meeting with Skechers. Ooh, Sarah getting into the sneaker game. Okay. Fresh Boyardee Entertainment is in the building. Fresh Boyardee Entertainment, thank you for coming through, as always. Says, all out economics warfare. Fresh Boyardee Entertainment says, all out economic warfare. Jason has a comment. Jacob says, it's not my album, it's my cousin's album, but thanks. That's right. Red McFly album is out. I haven't seen it, Jason. I've been checking my title. It's not on my title, Jason. I've been checking title last 2 weeks, and the album is still not on title, Jason. Let me know what's going on, man, because I want to check out the album, but when I go into my title, it's not there on the new album. So let me know when it's coming to title. You guys go check out the album. Album available on streaming site Red McFly. Go check that out. Shout out to the homie Jason is in the building, y'all. Sarah has a comment. Sarah says, thanks for the shout out, boss. You know how we do, Sarah. Diamond Onyx is here. Diamond Onyx says, shout out 16. Salute my guy. Salute to Sarah. Hashtag Sarah. All right. Diamond said, what's up to Jason as well. Blocker says, I have an album that I want you to listen to and review. All right, Blocker, thank you for that. And Jason says, Diamond Onyx, what up? Jason also said it's on Spotify and on YouTube. All right, so if you guys want to check out the new Red McFly album, check it out on Spotify, and it's also available on YouTube. So, Jason, I'm going to check it out on YouTube tonight. I got Spotify, but I don't really use Spotify too much. I'm going to check it out on the YouTube channel. I'm going to wait to see when it comes on title too, because I'll be rocking that title, man. But I'll check it out on YouTube later on tonight. Thank you for that, Jason. So on the screen right now, we have your boy Fat Joe. And the topic tonight, I'm asking you guys, I want you guys to hit the comments. Comment down below. Let me know why. Why do you think? Why do you think that hip-hop artists are not promoting their own brands and building up their own brands? Polo has been around for 20, 30, 40, how many years? And Polo is still going strong. I'm pretty sure when Polo started up, they had to start up small and build to where they are now. Moschino, since I've known clothing brands, I first got introduced to Moschino from Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim was wearing the Moschino belt. Their brand is around. Their brand is still popping. I'm pretty sure they built their brand up as well. Why do hip-hop artists, why are they not investing in themselves, invest in their own brands, build their own brands up? Why do they continue? And look, before I say anything else, I have no problem with Fat Joe promoting Balenciaga. That man has his right to do whatever he wants to do. If he's getting a check for them, if he's doing it for promotion, that's not the question. I'm asking you guys, why do you think that they don't build their own brands up to where some of these brands are right now? All right, I'm going to put another picture up here right now for you guys. Hit the comment section. Let me know how you guys think about this, the comment we got tonight. hip hop artists have to know. This is your girl Lil Kim wearing the Balenciagas. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hip hop as a genre. Hip hop, when it comes to the music genre, the hip hop genre has been the number one selling since 2009. We're in 2022. That's 13 years. Hip hop as a music genre. Listen, if you've been around 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, like me, you probably watched the Grammys, right? Remember watching the Grammys in the 90s? If you remember watching the Grammys in the 90s, the hip hop and the rap categories were not televised. Even today, it's a little different now. But back in the 90s, when the Grammys was popping, the hip hop and the R&B categories were almost never televised. Country music got all the airtime, alternative music, rock, pop, sometimes even reggae got a little shine too. The hip hop genre did not get televised that much on those award shows. Why? Because it was not selling that much. Not today. Lil Kim's is all over the place. Go check out Lil Kim's IG. Look and see how much millions of followers Lil Kim has. How many millions of followers Cardi B has. How many millions of followers Fat Joe has. I'm going to show you another slide again. Give me a second. Hit the comment section. I need to hear from you guys tonight. Why do you think that these hip hop artists are not creating and promoting their own brands? This is your boy Lil Boosie rocking the Balenciaga. That's a nice color too. I like that color. You think Boosie is not a big artist right now? Go look at the Vlad TV interviews. Look how many millions of views Boosie gets when he puts up a video on Vlad TV. Go take a look at the Vlad TV interviews of Boosie. Millions and millions of views, and he's sitting up there with a Balenciaga sweater on. I have nothing against Balenciaga, nothing against Pole. I'm just asking you guys, why don't they create their own brands and put them up there and promote them? That's all I'm asking you guys. Hit the comment section. I'm gonna give you one more slide before we move on. I might go into a rant. Right now, but you guys gotta stay with me. I'm gonna get a little emotional right now. Let me hit the comment section first. Iman is in the building. Iman, thanks for coming through. Shout out to Iman. G Mafia is in the house. Brooklyn, baby. Brooklyn is in the house, yo. G Mafia, thanks for coming through. Brooklyn stand up, Queen B. Yes, that's right. All right, let me hit the comments. Jason says, I'll send it to you. All right, Jason, thank you for that. I'm going to check the link out in YouTube, Jason. I'm going to check it out tonight. Blocker has a comment. Blocker says, because they're running out of business. No, Blocker. No. The clothing and fashion industry is not going anywhere. It's only going upwards, Blocker. Nope. Iman has a comment. Iman says, I never watched the Grammys, but I did watch the MTV and BET Awards. All right, Iman. So yes, Iman, if you watched, like us, I watched the Grammys. I love the Grammys. I love the red carpets. I love the music in the Grammys. I like all kinds of music. So the Grammys has always entertained me over the years. I still watch the Grammys today. So I always watch the Grammys. And a lot of artists, Eminem, Jay-Z, there's a lot of artists, Master P, they started boycotting the Grammys in the 90s because of that particular reason. They were starting to move music, move units, and they were feeling like they weren't getting represented in the Grammys. They weren't showing them more. Like sometime when the Grammys will come on, when the Grammys start, they will give you a rundown of all the Grammys that they already gave out before the show started. And hip hop and rap used to always be announced before the Grammys. So a lot of artists started to boycott the Grammys in the 90s because of that, because they weren't airing them, because they'll invite them to the Grammys and they don't give them their Grammy up on stage. So, Iman, thank you for that. Block of Time said Jay-Z did boycott the Grammys. Yes, Jay-Z did. Fresh Boy RD Entertainment says, because most of us are just workers. Okay, wait. Let me pause there. The question we're asking today is why hip-hop and rap artists are not creating their own brands. Fresh Boy RD Entertainment said, because most of us are just workers. That's an interesting comment. I'm going to come back to that. That's an interesting comment. I like that comment. Thank you for that, Fresh Boy RD Entertainment. Iman says, I had a state property flight jacket. All right, so thank you, Iman. Let me get back to this right here. Thank you, Iman. Okay, so what you guys have on screen, I don't know if some of you may not know what you're looking at right now. Rockefeller Records was rocking, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Rockefeller Records was on fire. Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, Emil, Beanie Siegel. We had the whole State Prop, Freeway, Oshkino and Sparks, Chris and Neef, P.D. Yeah, they would. Rockefeller Records was on a roll, y'all. All right, and shout out to my boy Beanie Siegel, my favorite Philly artist, one of my favorite Rockefeller artists. Beanie Siegel was like the spearhead of State Property, the group that he was from Philly. Beanie Siegel was like the head honcho for State Property. At that time, Rockefeller Records was promoting their clothes, Rockaware, their own clothing brand. They brought out Rockaware and they started to sell their brand. When Beanie Siegel came on, Beanie Siegel announced, I think Beanie and Dame were kind of the ones putting it together, but Beanie Siegel was the one with the talking points that he wanted to create his own clothing line, State Property, the State Property clothing line. Excuse me. He wanted to do cartoons. He wanted to do, if you ever seen the show called The Baby Kids, it's an old cartoon. He wanted to do cartoons like that. He wanted to get into movies. He wanted to get into books, but I'm going to stay on topic. The shoes you're looking at there, those are Pro-Keds, all right? And back in the 80s and 90s, Pro-Keds were very popular. I remember Pro-Keds back in Trinidad. I couldn't afford them when I was in Trinidad, but I remember Pro-Keds. Pro-Keds were kind of like, what do they call those shoes with the logo on the inside that Dominique Wilkins used to wear, whatever they're called. Anyway, Pro-Keds were one of those very popular shoe brands back in the days. And I think Dame Dash and Beanie, whoever it was, they ended up buying and they owned the rights to Pro-Keds. So what you're looking at there is the State Property logo merged with the Pro-Keds. And I don't know about you, those are hard, yo. Those Pro-Keds are hard. So here you have Beanie Siegel, State Property, Dame Dash, in control of a sneaker company. They're now they own the rights to Pro-Keds. They have their own sneaker brand. You can put a State Property logo. You could have put a Rockefeller logo. What do you think is going to happen with the sales? What do you think? Listen, I'm buying that if that's available today. I'm rocking those. And sadly, Pro-Keds did not take off like they did. As you know, Beanie Siegel went through a few changes in his in his life, and that stuff kind of fell through. So we never saw where that could have gone. One of the things that hip hop artists, I don't know if they understand this. The masses out there, the people that follow hip hop, the people that follow music, the people that listen to hip hop, the people that watch music videos, a lot of fans purchase what their icons are wearing, what their music lovers, whatever the word is you want to put on there. If you have a big artist, this is Rick Ross right here. This is Rick Ross in the picture with the Gucci in the back, with the polo hat and the polo sweater on. Consumers purchase what you wear. If you're an artist and you have a fan base, your fan base is going to be watching your videos, watching your interviews, and the clothing that you're wearing, even though you're telling them not to go buy it, you're not telling them to go buy it, but by you wearing it, they idolize you. They look up to you. They are going to go out and purchase that clothing. Look at Michael Jordan Jordans. People idolize Michael Jordan. Everybody buys Jordan sneakers. Why are entertainers not creating their own brands and building their own brands? This is another thing I'm pretty upset about. I'm going to show you guys this picture right here. And you guys, I don't know if you understand this picture right here. This is models wearing Sean John. If you don't know what Sean John is a clothing line that was created, Sean Puffy Combs, Puff Daddy, what's his name? Love now, whatever his name is now. Created by Puff Daddy. Tell me what's the difference between this and Balenciaga? Tell me what's the difference between this and Moschino? Tell me what's the difference between this and Christian Dior? Tell me what's the difference between this and Polo? This looks amazing. So you're telling me that your SJ or your Sean John logo is not good enough to stand next to those other brands? That's what you're telling me? You're telling me that a Balenciaga logo looks better than this? Why isn't Fat Joe sitting down doing interviews rocking a Sean John sweater? Why is Boosie not sitting down rocking a Sean John sweater? But yet still you guys wanna argue about different communities, how they're selling, and Gap is dropping you and this one's dropping you. Build up your own brand. Entertainers, you guys own the industry now. Hip hop is the #1 selling music genre since 2009. You guys are in movies. You guys are on TV. 50 Cent has a TV, multiple TV shows. You guys are in the stadiums. Your music is playing by basketball games. Your music is in video games. You guys own the industry. Create your own brand and build your own brand. I need to hear from you guys, man. You guys hit the comments, man. Let me know, man. I don't understand why these guys aren't promoting their own brands. I don't understand it. You guys tell me why. You guys hit the comment section and enlighten me. Sometimes I think I know stuff, but I don't be knowing stuff sometimes, man. So hit the comments, y'all. This is another picture I got for y'all. Another model. Rocking the Sean John. Nice logo. Nice design. See the Sean John at the bottom. Where is Lil' Kim rocking Sean John, promoting Sean John? Or the Lil' Kim brand, whatever the Lil' Kim brand is. Why are you guys always running to these other brands to promote their brand? I know you're probably getting a bag. I know. I know you're probably getting the bag, getting a little cash. Polo, Ralph Lauren, Nautica, Nike, Adidas. These brands have been along since the 80s and 90s. We in 2022. That's 30 plus years. These brands have built themselves up to where they are today. Gucci has been around, I don't even know. I found out about Gucci back in the late 80s. God knows when Gucci was invented, when they started Gucci. These brands had to build themselves up too to get where they are today. Why not start your brand? Build it up. It's going to take time to build. Let me hit some comments. I'll see you guys in the comment section down below. Give me a second. Let me put another picture up here before we go. Before we go to the comment section, I want to read something off to you guys before we move on here. Hold on. Let me just put this up here before we move into this. I'm going to read some of your comments. Don't forget, hit the like button if you're here right now. If you're here in the chat right now, hit the like button down below. Don't forget, share the channel. All right. I'm going to put this up there really quick. All right. Let me put this up here while I read some of y'all comments down there. Let me see what y'all talking about. Thanks for coming through today, everybody. Thanks for joining the chat. G Mafia says, shout out to Brooklyn. G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia says, Foxy Brown started the commercial line of Rockefeller. Shout out to Foxy. I remember the first thing I ever saw Foxy promote was Christian Dior. I remember it was this blue, it was like a blue top and bottom piece, and it had the CD, the C, the Christian, and D. It was like holding the outfit together. That was the first time I ever seen her in some classic wear, and she was promoting Christian Dior. I remember that picture like it was yesterday. Shout out to Foxy Brown. Shout out to Brooklyn. G Mafia says, shout out to Brooklyn Mint. Shout out to Brooklyn Mint. Thank you for that. Blocker has a comment. Blocker said one of them is Laurel London. Okay. Shout out to Laurel London. Okay, all right. Iman has a comment. Iman says Dapper Dan made a lot of brands popular. That's facts, yo. Like I said, when I saw the Eric B. and Rakim jackets, I thought those jackets were fire. I was like, ooh, that Gucci is hard. And then years later, I read the story of how those jackets were actually made, tailor-made by Dapper Dan. And Fat Joe also said Dapper Dan made stuff for him back in the days. Biggie also said Dapper Dan made stuff for him. Slick Rick said Dapper Dan. So like G Mafia is saying, Dapper Dan made a lot of Iman said Dapper Dan made a lot of brands popular. Dapper Dan was creating some original content back then with the clothing wear. Shout out to Iman for that comment. Iman, thank you for that. Tribal Gigolo's in the building. Tribal, thanks for coming through. Tri says salute to the chat. Thanks for coming through. Today we're asking the question, why are these hip-hop artists, these multi-millionaire artists, not creating their own brands, not putting time into their own brands? G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia says hardcore rappers won't mention clothing brand in their wordplay until Big Papa and One More Chance remix. Okay. I remember Lil' Kim did it a lot, shouting out brands and her music. I know Foxy did it. Biggie did it too. Yeah, okay. All right, G Mafia. Good point. Let me read that again. G Mafia said hardcore rappers won't mention clothing brands in their wordplay until Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G., and the One More Chance remix. All right, good point, G Mafia. I like that. Fresh Boy RD Entertainment says quality of material not consistent. Okay. I can see that point, Fresh Boy RD. I can see that because I've bought authentic polo shirts and I've bought polo shirts that were not authentic. I live in New York City, so you know what I mean. So yes, Authentic polo really does use much better quality than material than some of those other polo or other brands. So that is a good point too. Some of these high-end fashion, some of these high-end brands, sometimes they do use some better quality material. I'm not saying all of them, I don't know, but I have witnessed buying polo from Polo and buying polo from Marshalls. And you see the difference in the material. So that is a pretty good point. That is a pretty good point, Fresh Boy ID Entertainment. Quality of material, not consistent. All right. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, there are a lot of upcoming clothing lines and designers that are making great things. We got to support our own people first. So this is a good comment as well, too. Okay. Before I answer this comment is important because, like I said, the time that we're in right now, hip-hop music as a genre is the highest selling music genre right now. So everybody is watching hip-hop artists, watching what we do, watching how we do it, copying it, and just bringing out stuff. Hip-hop music pumps out a lot into the culture. How people dress, their swag, how they talk, how they walk, and merch is a very big thing now. A lot of these artists that are coming out now are creating their own merch. I see, if you look at basketball, Dame, what's his name? Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar does clothing. Westbrook is a clothes designer as well. I think Marshall Lynch also used to dabble in clothing. So there are a lot of people coming up creating their own clothing lines and coming up with stuff too. So that's a good comment from Try as well. There are a lot of upcoming clothing lines and designers that are making great things. We got to support our own people first. That's an amazing comment. Thank you for that, Tribal Gigolo. Let's see what's going on. G Mafia says Aaliyah and Tommy Hilfiger. Yes, I remember when Aaliyah had the Tommy. The Tommy. Was it a jumpsuit? Was it a jumpsuit? But she had on the whole Tommy outfit. Ooh, R.I.P. Aaliyah, man. Aaliyah. Thank you for that, G Mafia. Tribal says Grand Pooba gave a shout out to Tommy Hilfiger back in the day before it was trendy to wear in the hood. Shout out to Grand Pooba as well. All right. Let's see some more comments here. G Mafia says Missy and Adidas. Yes, don't forget, y'all. Let me go back to that picture, man. Missy did some stuff with Adidas too, but let me go back to the originators, man. You can't talk about Adidas. You can't talk about how these Adidas was saved and not bring up these guys, man. Let me put that back up here while I go back here. Thank you for that, G Mafia. Missy and Adidas, but these are the Adidas savers. These guys saved Adidas. When Nike was crushing Adidas, these guys saved them. Let me hit a few more comments. Mr. Malloy is in the building. Mr. Malloy, thanks for coming through. Mr. Malloy has a comment. Mr. Malloy says, build a brand, push the brand, and wear your brand. It will catch eventually. Greatness can't be stopped. That is a great point. I want to pause there on that comment. Let me read that comment again. Mr. Malloy's comment, build a brand, push the brand, and wear your brand. It will catch eventually. Greatness can't be stopped. I told you guys at the top, Pumas was rocking back in the days. Nike was rocking back in the days. Polo was rocking back in the days. Gucci was rocking back in the days. All these companies, Nautica, all these companies that I remember as a child, they kept it moving year after year. Gucci promoting, pushing their products. Look how huge these products are today. A man like Kanye West that has the money that he has, he doesn't have my money. He don't have my check-to-check money. This guy has real money. You can put that money into something, start it up. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's going to get somewhere. You are Kanye West. You are an entertainer. Your name is known all over the world. You can promote your brand to more people than I can promote my brand to. I'm promoting my brand to y'all. My tees. We got the 16 bars tees. Oh, segue. 16 bars tees. Don't forget, y'all. We got the merch. We got the merch line. All right. Hit us up. 16barshow@gmail. Pick up some merch. All right. Kanye West, you got more reach than me. Mr. Malloy, thank you very much for that comment. That is an amazing comment. I like that. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, polo from the mansion or polo from the Burlington. Yo, try, man. Listen, I don't think I know that. I remember the day when I bought the fake polo, because I remember I used to always buy polo on Jamaica Avenue. Don't kill me, y'all. Don't kill me. I used to always buy my polo tees and stuff from Jamaica Ave. The car scene was popping back in the days, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I used to always buy my polo, my Nautica stuff from Jamaica Ave. Fly, look good, feel good. But I remember the first time I actually went to a Macy's and I saw the price of polo. I go, nah, son, I'm not paying. I won't pay the Jamaica Avenue price. But I remember when I first actually, there was like a sale in Macy's, and I actually purchased a piece of polo from Macy's. And when I put that thing on, I was introduced to, like what somebody said earlier, to materials, and I learned a valuable lesson in what's real and what's not. Cotton count and quality of product that day. So yes, there is a difference when it comes to Triborough, Burlington Coat Factory, and the polo store. Let me read that comment. Triborough said, "Polo from the mansion or polo from Burlington Coat Factory is different. I learned that lesson." Iman says, "Polo, Beverly." Iman said, "Beverly Hills polo, man." Oh, listen. Oh, man. Kevin Taylor says, "Facts." Triborough says, "Dame Lillard." That's right. Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard does music as well, too. He raps, but I think he was also getting into doing designing and stuff, too. But Russell Westbrook is huge into clothing designing. He's doing this thing. I think the guy from the football team who played for the Patriots, what's his name? He does a lot of, he doesn't play for them now. He played for them like last year. Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown is also into fashion designing, huge too. So he's also doing his design thing. So thank you for that. So again, today we're asking you guys, why don't these artists, these multi-millionaire artists that have money to do things that we don't, why don't they create their own business and push their own business? I'm going to go back to this. I want to read this post for you right here. One of the things that impressed me about the 90s, coming up in the 90s, there were a lot of hip hop artists that were putting out some amazing music. But we came to learn after a while that a lot of them really weren't getting paid what they were supposed to be getting paid. Record labels were really taking 99% of all the royalties, and the artist was getting almost peanuts. Okay, and I remember when Snoop Dogg left Death Row Records and he went and he joined No Limit Records. And I remember some years down the line, he explained the reason why he did it. And it's because he said that Master P, the way Master P did business, he was very impressed by Master P. And Master P is one of the, there's a few of them. I'm not going to say Master P started this, but Master P is one of those persons that I recognized first early that knew how to sell and promote his product. So I want to read this quote here for you guys. So this is an interview that Master P did, and he was talking about how he started selling his records, how he went to the record label and brokered his deal, how to get his deal. I think he got like an 80-20 deal where he was getting 80% of everything. The record company was getting 20%. That's unheard of. That's crazy. So let me just read this here. So he said, it goes, before he founded his label, Master P took a modest $10,000 inheritance from his grandfather and opened a record store in San Francisco Bay Area where he learned the music business from the ground up. And this is a quote from Master P here. He says, I tell people if you get in a business, you need to know everything about your business, he explained. You need to know what the janitor is doing. You need to know what the guy who's cooking the burgers is doing. You need to know what the mailroom is doing. You need to know everything about your business to be successful. Okay, I'm going to put another slide up here really quick. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second here. Hold up. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the second piece to his quote here. So this one says, when negotiating his historic distribution deal with Priority Records, Master P put up $200,000 to pay for marketing. Money he saved up by selling CDs out of the trunk of his car. And again, excuse me, I'm not saying Master P started selling out the trunk stuff. I've heard many stories of other people that were taking their music, pressing up their own CDs and driving around town, driving to other states, selling CDs, doing their own distribution. I've heard a lot of artists say that. I'm just going to focus on Master P here. All right. All right. So he says, money he saved up by selling CDs out of the trunk of his car. And this is a quote from Master P. He says, it's called putting skin in the game, putting your own money up first, putting your own money up first, being your own boss, he says. That's how I got the power. I put my own marketing money. Putting your own money, that's how I got the power. I'm not talking about the small guy like me that don't have no money. These guys are wearing $3 million watches. They're taking wads of money and they're throwing it in the ocean doing music videos. They're buying $100,000 cars. They're buying $5-6 million mansions. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about these rich entertainers that have millions and millions of dollars. Why are you not investing in yourself and push your product? You guys are running after all of these different companies all the time. All the time. Every time you turn around, you guys are up there promoting somebody else. And then you want to turn around and complain when they drop you. You're getting the bag from them to wear their clothes. You could be wearing your own clothes. Hold on. You could be wearing your own clothes. Don't get mad when you say something crazy and they drop you. Now you're mad that they drop you. Those 5-10 years that you're wearing Balenciaga, you could have been rocking Boosie those last 10 years, building your brand. You guys have 4 or 5. I think somebody has like 7 million followers. You guys got all those followers. All those followers on your IG, your Facebook, all these promotional platforms you could be promoting your brand on, but you're busy promoting somebody else's brand. And then you get mad when they say, we don't need you no more. Get out of here. Get lost. Hit the comment section, y'all. I need to hear from you guys tonight. Why aren't these entertainers creating their own brands, putting time into their own brands, and promoting their own brands? Hit the comment section tonight. I keep telling people the consumer is going to watch their favorite artist, their favorite entertainer, the person that they're in love with. Whatever you're wearing, they're going to go out there and purchase it. You don't have to say go buy it. By you wearing that, your fans, the people that you make music for, the ones that buy tickets to go to your concerts, the one that stay up late night to see your album drop. When you rocking whatever you're rocking, they're gonna go out there and purchase that stuff too. Let me hit some of the comments down below, man. Let me hear what y'all talking about. Thanks for joining the chat tonight. Blocker says Master P sounds like Suge Knight. Ooh, okay. Kevin Taylor says Master P gave Snoop Dogg the best deal ever. That is facts, yo. That is facts. Snoop Dogg was getting destroyed over there at Death Row Records. He went under the wing of Master P. He learned the business. Master P gave him a good deal, gave him a fair deal. I think he released 2 albums, 1 or 2 albums he released under No Limit, and he took all of that knowledge, Snoop Dogg, and he went back on his own and did his own thing. So Kevin Taylor, that is facts. Master P gave Snoop Dogg the best deal. He looked out for Snoop. Fresh Boy RD says Big couldn't fit any of those designers. He had Dap flipping his 51. Now Big did have designers make his clothes for him, and I don't know if Coogee, was he buying original Coogee or was he getting Coogee made for him too? Big was one of those entertainers that made Coogee. If you don't know what Coogee brand, go Google Coogee. Coogee was one of those brands that had the colorful sweaters back in the days. Single-handedly, I would not know about Coogee if it wasn't for Notorious B.I.G. So him mentioning Coogee in his rhymes, wearing Coogee got the biggest boost, yo. Like that's just fact. That's just fact. Tribal Jiggler said those tees are fire. Thank you, Try. We got him. This is the line we pushing, man. The CD cover line. The CD covers line, man. We got some more coming soon. All right, but these right here, pick them up, man. 25 a piece. Hit up our Gmail. Pick up some of the clothing line, man. Thank you for that. Try. Let's see. Tribal Gigolo says, without Ye's shoe line on the market, Adidas will lose billions. Yes. That is facts. Even though I have never purchased a pair of Yeezys. Yeezys are on fire right now. Everybody is rocking Yeezys. And if Yeezys are taken off the line, I think Kanye owns the rights to the slides. Don't quote me on that, but I think Kanye can still produce the slides. I don't think those are under Adidas. I think Kanye owns that. But Yeezys have been moving units, yo. Yeezys is a multi-billion movement. So they take away that, they're going to be in big trouble with that money. Will they make it back? I don't know. Thank you for that, Try. Tribor also says, I respect Master P, a true hustler to a multimillionaire. Yes, like I said, P was one of those guys I saw back in the days, man. The things he did with No Limit, those guys from No Limit, they lived good. And he always talked from back then, back in the 90s. Master P was talking about own your own, push your own companies, take care of your people. So thank you for that, Try. G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia said, happy 25th anniversary to Necessary Roughness debut LP by Lady of Rage. Shout out to the Lady of Rage. I rough and stuff in my Afro puffs. Hey, rock on with your bad selves. That's my girl Rage, man. Blocker says, yeah, but like you always say, Snoop Dogg wasn't getting nowhere even after Doggy Style album. When it comes to albums, I tell everybody Doggy Style is Snoop Dogg's best album. He did release some pretty good albums after that, but none of them are on the same level as Doggy Style. That's just facts. But I can't deny Snoop's business model. he started off bad. Look at Snoop Dogg now. Snoop Dogg is a household name. Snoop Dogg is doing Corona commercials. Snoop Dogg is in movies. Snoop Dogg was on the Wire. Snoop Dogg is still doing concerts. I don't like what he's doing with Death Row Records now, but whatever. But Snoop Dogg he's cooking. He's on cooking shows. He's on TV shows. He's hosting game shows. What Snoop Dogg has done with his career, it's undeniable. I cannot hate on Snoop Dogg. Shout out to the homie Snoop Dogg. Album-wise, though, you got to step his game up on his albums. All right? Mr. Malloy has a comment. Mr. Malloy says, Kanye has the impact, money, and resources. Kanye needs to trademark a brand and push it. This is true, y'all. This is true what Mr. Malloy is saying. Kanye has the impact. Ever since Kanye came out on Rockefeller, and he's producing for people. He's making music. Kanye's name is a worldwide name. The rap community loves him. He has fans on both sides. His fans love him. He has fans in all genres. He's toured many countries. His music has touched millions and millions of people. So Mr. Malloy says, Kanye has the impact. Yes, he does. He has the money and resources. Yes, he does. Kanye needs to trademark a brand and push it. Those are two of the most important things. He got the money to start it up, to fund it, and he has the impact to reach many people to buy the product. That is an amazing comment, Mr. Malloy. Thank you for that comment. That's facts. Kevin Taylor says, Onslaught speaking the truth. Thank you for that, yo. G Mafia says, too bad Lady Ray's career didn't last long for the reason the Death Row label crumbled. Death of Tupac. Rest in peace, Tupac. Incarceration of Suge and resign of Dr. Dre and Snoop, and hip hop shifting to the East. Whoa, shifting to the East. Whoa. The East held it down. It shifted to the West. It shifted back to the East. It shifted to the Midwest. I don't know where it is now, but the East had it first, and it shifted to the West when NWA took over and Death Row. But it came back to the East. We took it back. All right. Thank you for that, G Mafia. Brooklyn in the house. Mr. Malloy has another comment. Mr. Malloy says, some folks don't want to put in the work, so they run to big brands to get on faster, but don't realize they can get dropped quick and fast. Another great point. Listen, I know all of you artists out there, I know you guys are making money off of these companies. I know Balenciaga is hitting y'all with the checks. I know the money is good. Fat Joe, I know you're getting a nice check from Balenciaga every week or every month. However, I know. Mr. Malloy has another great comment. Put on they can drop you whenever they're ready to. They can't drop you when you have your brand. Thank you for that comment, Mr. Malloy. Let me put another slide up here. My man Beanie Siegel, man. Bring my man Beanie Siegel back, man. Bring my man Beanie Siegel back, yo. My man Beanie Siegel, man. Beanie, you got me mad, yo. I'm mad right now, Beans. Bring my man Beans back, man. Bring out these Procare. Bring out the state property wear, man. I'm rocking the state property wear. Bring back the state property, Beans. I'm copying me some. Promote that, Beans. Put that on. Triborough Gigolo has another comment. Triborough says, Ye always had the money and influence to push his own brand. Instead, he wanted financial support from the fashion industry while ranting about how they were trying to blackball him. Oh, this is a lot. Let me go back to this. This is a comment from Triborough Gigolo, y'all. Tri says, Ye always had the money and influence. Kanye West has been rich for a minute now. And he has influenced clothing. Like I said, when Kanye first came in, Kanye was rocking that Polo Ralph Lauren early. And Kanye was one of those really nice dresses in the hip-hop community. A lot of guys copied Kanye's style. back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Money and influence to push his own brand. Instead, he wanted financial support from the fashion industry while ranting about how they were trying to blackball him. Wow. There's a lot of truth in that, man. I don't know if people are trying to blackball Kanye. I think that the world that we live in today, racism comes in many different forms, yo. And I saw Kanye said something the other day. He said he's kind of jealous of the Jewish community. And when you see somebody winning, when you see someone winning and winning for so long and you're not winning, sometimes that jealousy, that hate starts to seep in. Why am I not winning? Why am I not getting put on? So, Try, I like that comment, Try. Thanks for that comment. A lot of comments tonight, man. You guys are flooding the comments. I can't get to them all. Iman says, button-ups and slim, straight jeans. Tribal says, those state property skips are fire. Listen, Try, I would buy these today if I could find them. Shout out to Beanie Siegel. Tribal says, hip-hop is back in the East, up in Rochester and Buffalo. Shout out to Griselda. That's a Griselda nod right there. Thank you for that, Try. What else we got? We passed the hour mark, yo. Kevin Taylor got a comment. Kevin Taylor said, what you don't like about the new Death Row records? I think, Kevin Taylor, what's going on now is that me, I'm a consumer, Kevin Taylor. I'm a consumer, okay? I grew up in the era of Death Row records. I grew up with the Snoops, with the Dr. Dre's, with the Lady of Rage, the Tupac. I grew up in that era, Dog Pound, Daz Kara. I grew up seeing these guys release their first albums and continue their careers. So I have a good insight of all the music that was released back then. Snoop Dogg getting control of Death Row Records now was huge for me. I was like, yo, great. Snoop Doggy Dogg, one of the originators from Death Row, has control of Death Row Records all over again. Great. Now maybe we'll see some unreleased Tupac, some unreleased Snoop, some unreleased Death Row stuff, or bring those guys back into the fold. Let's see some new Lady of Rage. Let's see some new Daz Corrupt. Let's see some new Snoop. But the direction that Snoop is going in right now, Snoop is trying to push the metaverse, that whole metaverse movement, the whole NFT movement. I think the NFT movement is a scam because, listen, I can go on my computer right now and I can take a screenshot of a picture and I don't have to pay for it. This is what the internet's all about. I'm not going to pay you a dollar amount for a picture. I mean, people do it, but I'm just saying that the NFT movement, in my opinion, is a total scam. And what Snoop is doing with the Death Row label, the album that they released, the Mount Rushmore album with him, Too Short, Ice Cube, and E40, that was only released as an NFT on the metaverse. So it wasn't released on Tidal. It wasn't released on Spotify. It wasn't released on Pandora. It wasn't released on YouTube. And listen, I get it. Listen, Kevin Taylor, I understand. If Snoop Dogg wants to build his own and put the music on it, that's fine with him. But we all have phones already. We already have platforms to release that music. We already have Tidal. Why am I going to get another platform? Kanye West released his stem player last year. Kanye West charged $200. Kanye West charged $200 to release his stem player. And only Kanye West music is on the stem player. Why am I going to buy a Kanye West stem player for $200 just to listen to your music? I can go on my phone right now. I'll go on my phone right now. All right? I can open up Tidal. And I can get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of albums from different artists. Why would I buy Snoop Dogg's app or whatever it is for only Death Row music? And I get it. It's a good business model for him. I get it. Everybody can pay him, go to the Death Row app, whatever it is, and buy their music there. As a consumer, I already have a phone. I don't need a stem player. I don't need to pay $200 more for another device. I don't need to get another app for me to go pay for to go download music. I can already get all of that now. So to answer your question, I just don't like the way Snoop Dogg is handling how he's pushing the new Death Row records. I think he's being very greedy with it. You know, he released those comic books. The comic books were $2,500 for. Who pays $2,500 for a comic book? A digital comic. I'm going off track. Kevin Taylor, in my opinion, Snoop Dogg is just seeing dollar signs, knowing that there is a section of people out there that will buy anything, and that he can make a lot of money that way. But I don't think it's the right way. So thank you for that, y'all. Well, we over the hour mark, man. Now listen, drop a comment in the comment section down below, y'all. Don't forget Freestyle Friday dropping tomorrow, y'all. You don't want to miss the Freestyle Friday. We go into Jersey, yo. Check out the video tomorrow morning dropping. Don't forget, check out the Throwback Thursday video we just dropped. That video is hard. We going on with the blends. We're going to do some more blend stuff, man. If you don't know about the blend era, check out the video we dropped this morning, Throwback Thursday. Check out the blend era. I'm going to see y'all next Thursday. Thanks for coming through, each and every one of y'all. It's your boy Onslaught Tree. I'm up out of here, y'all.